starting to match with another game of Total War Three Kingdoms. It's the Biao Emperor, but not the only emperor. There is another pretender to take care of. Fortunately, we're all the way over here in Korea. We're about to take care of him. And, I mean, so too, Gongsun is coming on in. We're going to come across the top here. Spin off. Yeah, we'll spin off the Sun Army up here, so that Sun Ce and Sun can fight on the same battlefield, right? Bunch of red cabinet garrison, pretty nasty. It's the old iron mine for you. But Zhong getting all the way up to level 9, you know, it happens at the end of the game with a ton of work. But yeah, I mean, this one for the 15% range block chance is pretty awesome. I like it better than Deluge, honestly. You know, just, I mean, a 15% shield for an archer, it goes a long way. But speaking of getting to levels, Sun gets to level 3, pretty close to her special one. But we're just gonna keep on rolling in. We'll probably have like 1 or 2 more good fights before it's all said and done. We've got a real crew put together here. Dude, Zhong, you know, finally to war. Doing great, but you know, I guess we need to have her running the show, right? Yeah, for the night battle now. Liu Qi's long been in control of the army. And honestly, the old... so Persuade the Gentry is bottom right there. You know, I kind of like in each side of the red tree, because if you start with Final Rush, you get Mighty Knockback on level 2. You start with Roar, you get Roar, which is good. Yeah, they're all good. You just go down the bottom line. Anyway, enough thinking. I mean, it isn't. But we need to keep on getting ahead. We got to trade some of this land off. Like, do we want to just get rid of this? No, let's... Yeah, just give him that one. So we actually have negative food. Oh, probably because, well, no telling why, but... Anyway, we have gone over on our food. We just need to trade off some cities and keep the farmland then. Han Sui is hardly a good neighbor. Of course, Ma Teng is like mad at... Well, he's just mad at us. He's not like a terrible vassal, so if we just give him some lands, we can make him happier. We don't want land in Wu Wei, right? Because that... Yeah, there we go. You know, we get looters or whatever. And we'll just give him some lands there, and that will get him, you know, going to the positives, and we should be able to be fine there. We're not worried about him coming back or anything, because, well, we've got the army. But Prince Liu Chong, you know, we'll give it. Yeah, we'll give it to you, Nanyang, because it's better than this one. It's a lot better than this one. And you know, oh, and after, oh, that's so cool. So he died of old age, right? Which allowed the item to go in, but now Prince Liu Chong's crossbow will be held by Yuan and Yang, which probably wouldn't please him too much. But, you know, she's a big hero, so he'll have to get over himself. Hey, Luke, good morning. But yeah, we'll just force downgrade that a couple times, get our food back in a spot. We don't need a level 8 city over here anyway. And this is, not to be all dark about it, but exactly what you would be doing if you were the Emperor of China and fighting over here right now. You wouldn't be like, oh, let's leave this awesome city all put together up here. You'd be like, all right, let's move it all back home. Not long to do it. Indeed not, which is too bad, but hey, at least we've got, you know, we've got our cool armies set up, and we even brought out the political pawn for the final thing. You know, that's what a good guy I am. And Liu Qi is not gonna let him die. That's not the kind of guy he is. And then, you know, I mean, it just is a shame, isn't it? Isn't it just a shame that this run-through is about to be done? Doesn't it break your heart? It does mine. Like, just when everything was coming up perfectly. But yeah, we're just gonna roll it on and not worry about all of the internal, you know, marriages and buildings and stuff from here on out. I think we're just gonna be rolling at it. Save Liu Chong's is hard. Well, it's not like I'm a stranger to getting game overs. Man, coming over this way is wild. But, you know, Lady Ju isn't from around there, so... Alright, so now we need to... That one was being sold on markets. The conversion flips us over there. You know, and they probably... Wherever Farmer Boy is. Yeah, we're not going to worry about it. Man, that's so many people. But we will do a teaching assignment here, because that's just good sense. Man, Julian, maybe we'll just play whatever faction is her or near her every time. No, I mean, I very probably am just going to play Liu Bei next, right? Because I am who I am. But maybe we'll mix it up some. I mean, we did use them in this campaign. A little. I mean, for a handful of battles. A couple. But of course, in my opinion, the brothers really shine, you know, when they're in the early game, when nobody can stand up to that kind of nonsense. And in the later game, when other people catch up, it's a little more normal. But speaking of changes in the mod pack that I love, so the Imperial troops are now so good. Oh man, I love that they changed them. The malice to replenishment was always too much, and now just not having it is great, because it's super hard to get them, and that's good too. Why am I upgrading these people? If I went to an army with one, we would know. It'll be alright. We're already doing it after all. Oh, and we also got the Emperor. He went over, you know, to the Han Empire, which makes a lot of sense. And then he was unhappy there, so he came into our court, where, you know, he's just a noble right now. We ought to give him a job. You know, do we make him the Minister of the Imperial? Oh yeah, the Grand Excellency of Works. That, because Liu Chong perished. Well, he's not qualified, but it would still be an okay job to give him. Getting for Emperor any job would be highly dangerous. Yeah, that is a excellent point, especially one on the council. We'll put Ma Liang on there. Zhang Fei's daughter sweet-talked him into the Emperor into giving her husband a gig, so that's what we're doing there now. Oh yeah, people that are old enough to be the scholar. Zhu Mao. I do love the idea of like Li Jue becoming the scholar. That's fun. Yep, the vicious strong, you know, because late in life now that he's seen things go the way that they have, you know, now he just wants to, you know, get into the archives. I mean, we could make him minister of the Imperial clan, but would Lady Sai get mad about it? Hey, Vikings, how's it going? We're still on this little campaign here, but as you might have expected from how it was going the last time, it's still going okay. Oh yeah, and Liu Pan is here to run up on one of the sisters, and then here. Oh, wonderfully, we might actually be able to get to the weapon crafter on our own. And of course, Pan Lin is still alive. He went off to a small island after losing a war, and he's been there for many years unnoticed by the Emperor. And also, we finally found Lu Ji, but she's with Gongsun, which I keep mentioning, cause like, why couldn't she be with us? But they took Flower on the battlefield away from her and gave her to that other person that we did get in our faction, and now she's even punchier, but without the flower buff. I think we actually, yeah, I think we had too much land there at the end of the turn, and we needed to trade off a little bit more of it, but I got the distract. that, all right? Because, like, a lot of, you know, at least some of our vassals are saying, oh, there's a war over here? Cool, let's go get on that. After all, this is the last time to increase the position of your family in China, right? You know, things are about to get stable, possibly forever. Sun Quan has given birth to a son, the mistress of Sun Quan. Are you married to anybody in my family, buddy? I don't think so. I think you'd have a little more sense than that. Now, this is a canonical child, of course. Which is why he starts out at level 3. You know, and eventually you would even be able to use them. He is a charming prince. Well, okay, so, bam. With him as his future, the state's in good hands. So, if you play this game till 2025, or 2025 till 225, then you'll be able to get this guy into the Wu faction and get 50% income from tributaries. A very good trait. Surely nothing bad happen. Nothing bad would happen to him. Only good things.
不要分心。
全军注意！点燃激情，痛击敌军，燃遍天下。
And we brought Yuan Shao along for this. Sun Tzu's gonna stab him if he tries anything. No, that's unfair. That's unfair.
消灭敌军。
But he is, though.
国军如有天助，气焰大盛。此诚甚善。
And Sun Ren is gonna stab him if Sun Tzu misses. But, so... Luke, as you may already know, but as I learned, so at some point you can get, like, up to the middle tier units. I think it's probably when you get to King, but it may be Duke for all I know. So, like, at level 1, you can get veteran lance cavalry on your vanguards. At least, you know, well, it had been some time since I did it. So at some point in your prestige, you get access to units. So maybe that's the Imperial units, because it's at level 8 that you get the real Imperial units. And by the way, they're pretty cool. You know, we haven't used them yet. And of course, the Red Lancers, the Imperial Lancer Cavalry, get Mighty Knockback on them, the only unit in the game that gets it without having it from the Vanguard tree, which would allow you to eventually not care about having it, but I still feel like it's just so good. I mean, eventually not needing it, sure, but... Sung Ba... You guys are stuck here. A rock and a hard place. Ooh, we got them. They can't get away. We're gonna fight them in the trees. This is gonna be fine. Imperial Palace Cavalry are very cool, and you know, with 15% range block chance from the strategist skill. No, they're in this army, we need a lot of them, actually, because Huang Zhong giving them double attack speed is crazy. I mean, you know how they are. They're mounted crossbows. 80 of them. Have I seen what they do? I have not. I didn't get him till level 8, so, yeah. Field. Oh, they do. They have 600 range. They have 600 range. They're field cannons. How exciting. Oh, they're about to have a real bad time. Oh, they're about to have a real bad time. And we've got these guys are the sniper squad, the Zhong headhunters. We've got 10 minutes and then they're gonna run. So we've just got to, because they do 300% damage to heroes, and I actually think one of these guys in each army is fine, because 300% damage to heroes on, I mean, they're evasive and armored as well, and have totally high regular damage stats. They'll be able to melt if you just catch like a strategist or something. And they won't run because we've got the advantage. There you go. I always forget about that part because I haven't played them myself. Yeah, they're brave if they look like they're winning. Like, can't really get anything good out of the towers here. That's all right. Oh, that was... Oh, wow, okay. Okay. I just took them because I saw that they were available and I wanted to see how they were. Alright, this is more my speed, right? This is... Modmaker didn't like the idea of a Greek fire to throw it, so it says a cannon. I'm for it, okay? I actually... Wow. Wow. And with our plus ammo from various faction effects... Dude, if we could... I guess they're probably not going to be able to be getting... You get it on Sunrun, but I'm like, dude, this on Sunrun would be pretty good. Because, like, just the destruction, right? I mean, the terror. And our Azure Dragons having a great time, getting some shots in. And really, I mean, they're such a good unit. With additional ammo, all units that are kind of good become a lot better. Because having, you know, 30%, 40% more ammo due to various effects, now all of a sudden you're shooting for a full minute more than you used to be, which is absolutely huge, right? And then here we get caught on the heavy G infantry there, but I feel like we should just be able to push through here. But no, let's just run. They're so tanky. Oh, now you wanna brawl? She's like, I wanna duel somebody. They wanted to duel so they could get away from these insane warriors on the horseback there, the Shanbei headhunters. And I guess if they're in combat with the general at all, then they'll get that damage for somebody else that their unit might be hitting too, which is pretty good. But yes, I totally believe in the 600 range cannon. That's so absolutely my jam. Okay, so we see actually, yeah, just very, very harsh. Thousands of damage going down in a matter of moments out of these guys. 300%, yeah, look at that damage profile. 172 melee, regular, 65 in armor piercing, 56 swing rate because of being in this crazy setup that we're in. Just absolutely crazy. And that's on every, like that, and then that plus the charge. That's like having the charge bonus, but, you know, better. Anyway, one of those in even a late game army, I think is totally good because, you know, if you get into one of those weird early engagements where if you're me, you slam everything together and hope that it works. Wow, the Juggernaut. Pretty great. We're just gonna push in this way, no respect. Absolutely none. We're just gonna keep on chasing him around. He's you know, he's a slippery one. He is a slippery one. And we are domain in chaos. We have got to trade off some land. %108 corruption. Yep. We're going to be dropping lots of food just randomly, but if we trade these big cities away, then getting rid of the farmland occasionally will be fine too. Can we get rid of this gate pass? You know, nobody wants the Emperor to have all the land for himself. It's totally fair. This mechanic actually makes the most sense, right? Well, now we're equal, which is fine. You know, we just gotta... 108% corruption. But I mean, yeah, I mean, how would you administer all of this in the year 209 to ensure that corruption didn't run rampant? How would you do it? 'Cause I just wouldn't. I would give up and be like, aren't our vassals still paying us money? Go see about those guys on the horses. Aren't our vassals still paying us money? Why are you bothering me with these problems? Exactly. We'll just go this way for the foreign replen and the military supplies. Of course, it is unlikely to matter. Alright, so Galgon came here to support us because he's such a bro. He's like, I will stand outside of your castle. Come, let us attack the invader. And, you know, to be fair, worked a treat.
You
know, since I noticed that he was there, it was awesome. And it looks like Cao Cao has the same idea over here, but of course, gate passes are no easy nut to crack. This one is, though, because it's got, you know, bandit warriors and bandit hunters in it. But, you know, eventually. But, Luke, as you may already know, this building here, the Liangqiang recruitment hub, allows you to get your beloved marauders at rank 6. So, if it always is this level, right? I don't know how it works, because it seems like this is a whole lot of things to get out of it. Maybe it was because like Ma Teng was a king here, but anyway, they let you get it from this building for me, although we haven't done it yet. The idea was eventually, if it went long enough, that we would send Sun Run up here and get a bunch of those guys for her. But now, you know, that may not happen. Our cap's a little beat up. Well, you know, I'm sure we can find a way to make it work. Everyone has good available. Okay, awesome. And bandits get it from the network? Well, what's not to like then, you know? When you see a great unit, you think, how can I give as many people as possible? You know, this cannon will surely be incredibly reasonable in these contexts. Like, where are they? Alright, there they are. The Juggernaut's not really choosing good targets here. Could we help it? You know, shooting our fire arrows inside of the area we're standing in, not perfect, but is objectively a very me thing to do. Yeah, you just want to make sure that your dudes aren't shooting at, you know, cavalry that might... Oh my goodness! Oh my! That's nice. I mean, in general, if you can, you know, control your artillery at all, that's, you know, good. Like, how did they get so beat up? Maybe they got shot in the side from a tower or something. They got no, that one doesn't really line up. Because this is my idea of a great siege, you know, one where you get cannons. And now I'm like, okay, so late game army is what? There's a lot of potential. I actually pretty excited about how it all could pan out. This army is very limited infantry because we have like the tiger cubs and stuff, which they don't need to stay here. It's just that, you know. Things being what they are. I'm like, well, if you don't want to duel Cao Ren, can I interest you in dueling Chengpu? He bears the Sovereign of Blades. Don't worry, it's just named that. It's not a big deal. And because like now I'm like, okay, so Juggernaut pretty great. Did commanders get Juggernaut? Because I had been thinking, one thing about this mod is it really lets you get freed from my feeling of needing a strategist in every army. Because if you just get like a commander, Cunning doesn't give you that much ammo anymore, right? Not compared to base game. At least I don't think it is that much compared to base game. But once we get our... You get your commander online, and then at level 6 you get a Treb, which for what Trebs are good for is pretty good. Yeah, so... And then, you know, if you even just getting, like, a bow, I mean, picking up Gan Ning for your faction, which, I mean, picking up a legendarily great character is always going to be good in this game, right, for stuff like that. But just getting Gan Ning is better than, I think it's, like, 1% per 10 for ammo for Cunning, rather than, like, you know, 5 for 10, you know, so, like, 5 times less than the base game. So, like, you get 200, you just get 20% ammo from it. So Gan Ning's is worth, like, Gan Ning's is like everybody getting 250 Cunning, you know, in terms of ammo. Although, you know, there's other benefits to Cunning now. They give you, I think, commerce to the place that you are administering, maybe, and then, like, experience faction-wide for the air trait, like how Yellow had the tack-on effects, you know, now Blue's got some more tack-on effects there. 390 kills on a Juggernaut. You know, you love to see it. If you are me, you love to see it. Take a commander over strategy. That's what I was thinking too, because I was thinking, okay, if we play Shu, what do we do? I'm like, well, actually, it makes it very easy to keep the brothers together the whole time, right? Like, very easy indeed. And it also makes it easy to take a strong commander, which is like a lot of faction leaders, right? And then use them as a strategist kind of role if your faction lacks cool strategists, which I think is very interesting too. But I mean, every single thing that's different about this mod I think is better, you know, than vanilla. So, but just getting access to all the units in the game and not having them be the capstone tech. Capstone tech was a terrible choice, right? If they wanted you to get the units from tech, it shouldn't be one tech every year, you know, because you have to play a whole campaign to even get one unit, and then, you know, what if they're not what you like? And like the lessening of the importance of jumping to Emperor for the units, and also important to me because in vanilla I felt like if you delayed going to Emperor, you were benefiting yourself and damaging the prospects of your enemies, you know, because it's like, okay, we delay, we get stronger, and now they don't have time to build up their little Emperor armies with the Protectors of Heaven and all the other good stuff. But what we get here is because level 8 is required for getting those troops anyway, it's very few of their troops that are going to get that huge boost. And actually, what you're doing by going to Emperor quickly is making it a lot easier on yourself, because you get the diplomatic boost, you get all the faction boosts from being Emperor, you can confederate and stuff, and because, you know, you're the one who's doing it on tempo, you get to snap up a lot of people. I mean, I still remember how surprised I was when, I think it was the Sun family in like one of my first playthroughs, like Yun Shao just like snapped him up, or maybe it was the other way around, and I was just like, wait, I didn't know they could do that, because I had like a plan to fight the Three Kingdoms thing, and then all of a sudden, you know, one of us grabbed the other one. But this has just been the best time. I mean, it's not over. This battle doesn't even matter. When Sunset, yeah, because he just snapped up everything. Confederate, 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 pulled the abdication out, and I'm just like, what? All right. Churning through there. If they want to charge out of this army, well, then more power will be given to them. Liu Biao hangs out here, garrisoning the important imperial city, and the prime minister hangs out here with the poet. And, of course, all's well everywhere else. Now, I'm going to take a short break. Oh, well, we're gonna delegate this, actually. We forgot that she was on her way. To the weapon craftsman, which will give us a... Oh, yeah, and the Yu Pen. Well, you do have fire arrows. Yeah, we'll come back and do this one. Because we do have fire arrows. So we'll turn them down. That's a ton of red cavalry. We'll be able to shoot them up. And, yeah. But, anyway. I know it's not important for the end of the game, but it's still part of the story. No, I mean, the story of taking over the South is very important, but I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right back. fight. Because what's better at the end of the game than... No, I mean, hey, we gotta fight it. This is about, you know, freedom for us to take the rest of the map. We have to give it away, really, but, you know, it's fine. Yeah, we're rolling with Axe Band here, right? But alright, time to start wearing down the G Militia. And all the other ones, too.
Ha! 敌军士兵正在溃逃。
Says this guy win. Oh yeah, because he's a vanguard. Well, he doesn't want to duel you. Well, well, for all that he wanted to duel, yeah, you know, he must have run into some problems. What on earth could they have been? Oh, Charge Reflect? It must have just been Charge Reflect, right? Yep, that's exactly what it must have been. He must have just run into Brace Spears and Charge Reflected himself for like 30,000 damage. I'm like, what is it? Oh yeah, Spears, their primary purpose. But you know, we had that, we had Shield Wall up, right? We had that, I'm pretty sure they already have Charge Reflector anyway, but... And now with Adamant Resolve plus Stone Bulwark is like pretty dang good, right? You basically always are happy to see it. And here we've got the old... No, the Surge helps us. I'm like, it doesn't get them. But, you know, it is nice because these abilities do have quite long cooldowns. Well, the Commander one does. But here, this blob fight benefits us very greatly indeed. It is quite a blob fight, but we, of course, have vastly superior infantry plan You know, our infantry is better than theirs anyway. They've got a whole lot of red cav, which don't want to be shot at, and we're just gonna shoot at them. Roar of the Beast hits here. It's not gonna be enough to make any of us run, and now he has, you know, fallen victim to this, and... Like, man, this is quite a blob fight. Wow, Liu Pan, get out of there. And this is more of what, like, the misery of the combat of the ancient world would be, like, in this context, right? Just, well, not with that many horses in the middle. I don't know how close you've been to a horse. You could not keep a horse like this in the middle of dudes with fire. That horse is getting out of there one way or another. They are not going to chill. There's no unbreakable for horses. But this blob is about to absolutely shatter, which is just so sick. Look at that. And of course, the chain AoE route will leave nothing for them to do but jump over the moon. Glorious. You know, that's the majesty of fire arrows, and we still have, after 10 minutes of this siege, right, we still have 30 ammo, like as much as an archer would have. Amazing. But that's this guy's cunning, plus 15% ammo from the Wife of the Air, plus 25% ammo, you know, so it's just so good. And this chain militia route is like the classic thing of the game, you know, like there's 1,000 guys, but man, when they start running, which is, to be fair, incredibly accurate. When people start running, everybody else starts running too. That is the way of war. People even doing, like, a pretend retreat is sketchy. Because what if people see it and think it's going on, you know? Hastings. But the Archers of Jing are an absolutely cracked unit. They are so good. They don't have this much ammo. They do have a lot, which of course means all the multipliers are better for them than they would otherwise be. But they have totally respectable armor. We've got like some of it through faction effects, but it's still respectable. I think we've got like plus 12 through faction effects, so all the units that we have are worse than what they look like, but can be made this good with technique. I love that there aren't supply lines in this game. That would be a big downer. You know, corruption is the supply line of the game, I suppose. And since we take that over the end turn, we probably get the malice to our campaign stuff. But that's okay. You know, doing what we gotta do. Mulu, I don't think so, buddy. You're barely recognized. Being gone as a Skaven with supply. Yeah, Skaven with supply lines. Come on. Come on. Looters declared war on looters. Curse you, looters! You ruined looting! Liu Qi, not Liu Qi. I don't know how to say any of these names. Has been born. And Guanjing has been born! Another bouncing child of the Liu faction. The Liu Bei faction. Now, will we fit him in anywhere? Probably not. Upkeep protection on red news is a respectable foreign trade. Indeed, you know, it's great for the early game. But it's just a little bit too respectable for the late game, isn't it?
朋友，别来无恙。
You can have this place, not the horses, though.
欢迎，请坐。深思熟虑，总能达成一致。
Here, I kind of want to keep this because the post-battle loot, but that's dumb because we don't need it at all.
很高兴与你见
I'm
面。
like, yeah, let's get more post-battle loot. I'm like, how much money do I have? Oh wait, I don't even know. Let's get the let's spin this off. I literally don't even know how much money I have. I believe it's an average amount, 230k. Yeah. But we will get negative 25 public order if we don't spin these lands off, right? So.
扫清六合，全力奋战。 朋友，别来无恙。如此才算长久之计。真是倍感荣幸。目标明确，拿起武器。 很高兴与你见面。蠢货才不同意呢。
And in the abstract sense, we would be creating much too strong of a vassal in Gongsun Zan by giving him all of these lands up here. Well, I guess not too strong. He does have a nice personality. You know. And he really likes us, you know. And we've given him more lands than he can support with the food he has access to. So, you know, we could also, you know, be taking that angle. But really it's because we've given Kongrong a bunch of this stuff and we just sort of want to balance it out a bit.
居安思危，
Oh my goodness. So the weaponsmith, 5 AP damage, faction wide. I've never ever wanted to get a building so much. Now we have... We're gonna have plus 11 armor piercing damage on all of our units now. Due to the technology plus the weapon crafter. I guess it's that it doesn't say he doesn't want to work for people that makes me feel like, okay, that's fine. But at this point, I actually trust everybody who's not like the Nanmen or the Northern tribes to keep their word, just because we are so overwhelmingly powerful and there's nobody else to throw in your lot with, right? I mean, I trust Cao Cao at this point, because what's he gonna do? Right? Like, look around. Is he mad? I mean, Ma Teng, if we give him all this land, that would be like the only guy who might be like, yeah, we'll just jump up here north of the wall and no one will be able to do anything. Be like, yeah, I want to fight everyone and then get rolled. Yeah, because with the changes to the Imperial Army, now they're just the best units, right? Hit chance on retinue, yes, and then we'll take bonus experience for the army. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a good ability. Alright, moving along. We can't play again if we don't finish this up. Yeah. Because now the Imperial Palace Cavalry are not merely just better, they're like bonkers, because with real replenishment, the problem with taking them is now just you have to be level 8. Say, I'm surprised to see Gongsun do have done this well. I guess he just did okay over here, and Yuan Shao had his problems, right? Because until Cao Cao pieced out and stuff, which happened only a couple of years before we rolled him up, you know, all of these guys were rather laser focused on arguing over this area here. And then they had to worry about me. Yeah, Gongsun dude just straight going up the coast, running out of supplies. Lu Ji is there to meet him, though. My girl, I want you to win. No, not really. I mean, I want us to win. I want you to win, though. She's just so wonderful. It's a weapon defeating a warrior destined for great things. I just think it's amazing that we could get Liu Zhong, send him on assignments for the whole game, and then when the time came to get him in an army, he's level 8, like he's supposed to be. Like, that's great design too. Of course, also that's us with crazy bonuses to experience gain, but hey, if you want to, I mean, if we popped off at like 220, why do I keep on adding the O? 1800 years after the year that I'm talking about.
心怀志略。
Yeah, because you can get, at level 1, we got heavy G infantry with her, which, you know, I mean, that's way better than a militia, right? I mean, they're punchy. Yeah, we'll just hold on to him. We don't need to worry about changing the army to something slightly better. All of these armies are going to be fighting with support the rest of the game anyway. I think their turn boost does happen once you hit Emperor. Okay, yeah. Because that's what lets you get to the medium tier. And getting veteran lance cavalry or heavy G infantry doesn't make sense for rather than militias. That makes sense too, yeah, you know. Especially, I mean, when you wanna spring for more, you know, you should be able to give them a little bit more armor, right? Even for a fresh leader. I mean, how many are the stories of someone unqualified being given some troops that were, you know, outfitted for success, and then they go home and they're like, oh, by the way, I lost the knights. I mislaid them. We're all trying to find the guy that's responsible for this. Humao. Man, has he ever lived so long in a campaign? And we helped Cao Cao take the gate pass. Cao Cao, Guardian of the Gates. He actually does have several of the gate passes, which would be scary theoretically, but, you know, he can be trusted because he's broke. I mean, he's just looking at Yuan Shao, who doesn't even have his own flags anymore, and thinking, well, say very could fight him if we liberated him. Yeah, that would be cool. Get more cool characters right for the end. Yeah, there we go. They're trying to come up this way. Well, see how that works. And Gongsun's on going around the back. Wonderful stuff. You know, that's the thing about being at sea, though. Unless you have specific stuff to help you. Yes, God of War! I might even get to use it one time before this is all done. It never named Masu's ability, but it gives a map wide if he's not... It says no enemies in range, but the effect range, I don't know. We'll see how it works if it works. But it looks like it gives you negative morale and melee evasion to the whole map. But, you know, it's still named with an underscore, so it may not work properly.
唯有扫清六合，天下才能平定。
冷静沉着。
此为苍生黎民之天下，非暴虐诸侯之天下。
Okay, so at level 3, she can already get up to armored archers, crossbow. Yeah, you can get heavy G infantry, veteran saber infantry, veteran saber cavalry, mounted crossbows, and the like. Pretty cool. But we're just going to get that army there so that we don't have to keep on chasing these armies into the center. Oh, they're trying to... Well, I guess he will charge through the trees then. Where we're going, we won't need roads. Oh, now it'll work for me. So I think this weapon crafter is bugged, or it shares a flag. Did I never research this? Oh, did I never? Oh my god, are you joking? Well, it isn't bugged. I never researched it. I'm gonna cry. Well, anyway, it's not bugged. They probably don't share a flag. Anyway, that thing that I was so excited about, I never actually unlocked at all, actually. But, you know, we're gonna get it for the end. Amazing. Go me. That's so obnoxious. I can't believe I did that. It gets sort of covered up, right? Ah. That's so funny. I'm like, being like, it doesn't work, and like, nope, actually it does. It must have been, we must have had AP bonus from people in the army, right? Like some trait, because I kept looking at me like, oh yeah, we've got some more armor piercing damage on there. Man. Anyway. Next spring we'll unlock it, and then we'll have plus 11 AP damage, just like I thought we were going to have all along. You know, we hardly needed it, But I bet it would have been a noticeable difference. This whole time when comparing stuff, I was like, I should be mentioning that we're getting upgrades, but yeah, so. And then he gets Inspiring Words, which is his special one, which gives you melee evasion, attack rate, and unbreakable. It's so, so, so good.
"尔等必将无往不利，坚如盾牌，势如利刃。我们需要如此虎狼之师。路径明晰。
If only a resolve of the righteous was useful to me. But, you know, I guess, because if we could just get, you know, he would be a great gate guardian, right? Him and Li Jue could be a gate guardian. And actually, with these crazy gate garrisons and the big replenishment on the Imperial ones, I'm like, man, we could hold Wu Pass for a long time. Yeah, you want that for the early game when you're, you know, taking fights that are a little sketchy, you know. Or that, you know, you want to win by a lot. And this guy just proves that if you have one army in your lands that doesn't want to get caught, oh boy, can they ever live there. I mean, that's if your lands are heavily forested. And with this mini armies, of course, you can do what we're doing here, where you you call it a hunch, but you think we'll get the ultimate victory today? Yeah, I think probably. It seems like it'll line up. Oh, well, we'll get at least one fight with them. We'll get at least one. This guy got all the way in. Like, you guys have been a thorn in our side long enough. Liu Zhong doing so well for himself, right? Just carving out his happy little time over here.
一起博取无尽功名吧。你能看到利益。
Yo, help us against the yellow turbans. Gongsun's on. That makes my heart swell. I just had a moment where I forgot what day of the week it was, and I was like, 10:37. It's because I took a really nice nap in the day yesterday, which made me think when I woke up that it was Thursday, but in fact, still the day of Odin. My stupid little cut on the finger is not bothering me much anymore as long as I have a band-aid. I found... So the single motion in life, worst for the silly, dumb little cut I have, is the flick of the mouse wheel down, right? That's what gets it exactly wrong, but, you know, it's alright with a band-aid on. Don't ask me how I learned that one. Ah! I said. Northern Plunderers. Alright, so this is maybe his special unit. It is... Alright, they have missile resist. They've got axes, so shield breaker. Very good AP values. I actually think this... I mean, they're expensive as all get out, right? They swing 45 times a minute. That's really high for cavalry, right? It's twice as high as a cataphract. They do lack the bonus first large of cataphracts, but, you know, who cares? He has quite a nice horse. Well, we don't have to do this, but I want to do this. A beautiful open field battle, just what you want to see, right? Yeah, and as soon as it starts off, the peasant band are almost running. You want to duel me? Very well, I accept. Guan Yu. Oh, we'll finally get to do it. We'll finally get to be the war god. And with a mighty hit, knocks him right smooth off the horse. And walks up and says, "Oh, hello. I am the god of war." Yep, just smooth chunks him. Alright, well, the ability works just like they say it does. And that dude just got beat down from living... Oh, he's a strategist. I thought he looked sentinel-y. Well, you know. He had a brave guy. It's good to be brave. These northern plunderers are trying to brawl, but I'm pretty sure that Guan Yu will make quick enough work of them. And if not them, then the cataphractoi. And these silly caravan guards come in.
Ha！敌军士兵正在溃逃。
Wonderful. I love when they just walk up and they're like, "Go on, you. I want to duel you. You specifically." I'm like, "Oh, smart. I want that. That's what I want to." Maybe it's because they know that he'll always spare whoever loses the duel, and they're like, "Look, I don't want to die. I'll just duel Guan Yu. He'll let me walk away with my dignity and life." And she runs away all the way up the mountain? She runs away all the way up the mountain. Well, we're not going to get her there. Alright, keeping it rolling. So we know this one's got because he's the general who pacifies the South, which is, for my money, probably one of the best titles. You know, they're all good for some things sometimes, but general who pacifies the South, giving you 20 military supplies, that allows you to go anywhere you want forever. I mean, not like a gate pass in the winter, but anywhere else.
拿起武器，点燃激情，痛击敌军！杀呀！
Hey, how's it going? Good morning. So, girl, Luci's still around? Yeah, she's right here. It doesn't look like she's gonna join us. Dongmi is the one who Dong Zhuo tried to marry to the child Sun Chuan. Ah, no. You know, his story is full of, like, trying to do stuff too quickly, you know?
志行天下，一往无前。
恪守职责，振作起来，燃遍天下。
But I guess, yeah, you know, the armies are here. I guess it's time. We will have a huge knockdown drag out here with representatives from all of the major factions. I mean, no, we don't really have a way here, but... And Lu Ji's here, you know, maybe somebody will duel her. Well, anyway, this is likely to be the final battle of the campaign, so let us go then, you and I. Of course, they'll have the Imperial garrison, and then they'll have 2 armies-ish. But we have 3 full armies here. You know, we don't need to be too precious about it. We just need to put our face to the foe, get engaged, and see what kind of map this is. Alright, we've got central one, so we can come around the back, maybe? I don't know. We'll see when we're on the battlefield. Let's go.
只要觅得良机，我等可获无上荣光。
Because, of course, with Yuan and Yong here, now we've got an AoE healer on top of all the other nonsense we're doing all the time. Alright, so we just need to... Alright, so their reinforcements will come from over there, and ours are both coming from over here, which means we're just going to deploy from over here and deal with their reinforcements later. We could spin off... We just want to be outside of the range of the walls here, and what we want to do here is... There's Bastion artillery there and there. If we come up here, just come up, melt it, and bounce. Because there's a spot for Bastion artillery there, and there. We'll want to get both of them, I think. Keep our trebs back so the Bastion artillery doesn't pop them. Okay, guards don't have shields. Keep them in the back. Yeah, we can have them over here to engage the reinforcing army. Because I think that's Lu Ji and stuff. And maybe even get a fun duel with her, which she might win. That would be hilarious. No, I think Liu Qi takes the fight with his juiced up stats. Lu Ji is challenging me. Very well, I accept. Alright, Treb going down. This arrow tower is the next target. This fort tower. You know, they're not very good at hitting this multi-bolt crossbow here, are they? Let's get out of here. Alright, we should have thought about the crossbows and how they don't have much of an arc to them. They do not get the damage in that we needed, and we get shot up pretty bad. It's alright. Not that bad. We lose 30 models. It's okay. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh, we got mauled. Oh my girl, I love you so much. Wow, why did I think he could win this fight? Jeez Louise. Unsupported. You know, maybe if we run in and give him, you know, this is going to be amazing, right? He runs in and gives him Unyielding Earth for the melee evasion. If he, off the back of this, can win, then that'll be pretty good. Because, wow. You know, I know Lu Ji is Lu Ji, but I thought he could do a little better there. He sure didn't. But he's got 15 more seconds of evasion, so maybe he'll get it down. But yes, he does not win. And Liu Song flips out and goes and mauls Lu Ji in single combat right after. Like, what a great story for the Inheritor. Yep, and that's exactly what happened. Driven, just frenzied by grief at the defeat of his brother, he runs Lu Ji down, pushing her off of the battlefield. Wonderful stuff. That's why he's there. Yep. He knew to make the right choice. He's like, wait, why are you dueling Lu Ji? That's Lu Bu's kid. Are you crazy? No. Hey, you know, if we would have popped that evasion a little earlier, he probably still would have lost. You know, I knew what look, I'm not going to act like I'm super surprised that we didn't win, okay? I've met her. She's my favorite. I know what she's capable of. I know what kind of woman she is. Speaking of, looks like someone's in the cookie jar. Let's get shots on these multi-bolt crossbows here. And then right on time, these full mounted militia run in. Like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
军正在遭受攻击。
We'll hit a couple sweet AoE moves here. Like a Flames of the Phoenix, yeah. Flames of the Phoenix and an Imperial Sword Guard blob, that's exactly what you want to see. These guys are very hardy, very tough, very evasive, but what can they do against this level of power? Oh, about nothing. Just about nothing. Alright, these guys are trading shots with the fort tower, and nobody else is helping them trade shots with the fort tower.
敌军四散而逃，到底是无胆鼠辈。
I'm gonna send somebody up here to deal with them. Boom, boom. Oh, and this dude, of course, has run into a brawl with the girls, which absolutely nobody wants. I mean, Gun Yinping is probably scarier than Lu Ji is in a fight, right? Because now we're in. And they're about to have just a terrible time about it. Wisdom of the River hit. We got to get out of there. You don't want your armor and your evasion gone in the middle of an Imperial stack like that. Here on the outskirts of it, with our other people there, it's more fine. Imperial Gate Guards are pretty scary in mass, though. You don't want to... Oh yeah, you know, Yun and Yang could have been healing everybody this whole time. It's alright. We all like to learn at our own pace, right? And this gatehouse is still shooting at us. You want a duel? Very well, I accept. Alright, here we go. This is going to be the madman, because we're going to Wisdom of the River this blob, and now we're just going to cut through it. You're dueling a sentinel, Sunza. Oh, out in front, too. Well, you know, this guy has no real weapon, so I'm sure that with the defensive levity, you will make short enough work of him. Well, you know, and he, you know, with a little tenacity of steel, he becomes a little better at fighting, but still not good enough to beat our guy. We knew with you know, 7,000 listed damage, he would be fine. But, you know, we didn't even need that third army. Definitely needed the first two, though.
敌军仓皇逃窜，一群懦夫！听命！
备开战，顶住，扑灭敌军。
But if we'd had Yuan and Yang in this blob the whole time, it would have been great. Man, look at our boy go. That's why he's the heir. Oh, now we're talking. It's your real boy, here just in time to brawl. Don't win before Delay gets here, boys. I want to use him in one battle before it's all said and done.
我军士兵丢盔弃甲，真懦夫也！上！加快速度！杀光敌军！片甲不留！
备开战，赶快，鼓起勇气！
Oh yeah, now we're talking. Get in there. Of course, Delay is amazing for this, because dropping their melee evasion down, you know, now all of a sudden, just hit them. Combined with all the other effects. I mean, he is one of the best characters in the game, no doubt in my mind that it's true.
准备好了，做好准备。
Can knock down gates, can do his little cry in the air, you know. The best weapon, bar none, except no substitutes. Somebody tells you a weapon's better than Delay's mace, just look at him and say, who are you that knows Delay's name and doesn't know that it's the best weapon in the game?
已经占领敌军上楼。
挺住！赶快，赶快！上！加速前进！速速前进！快！鼓起勇气！
But he's a little battered here by the towers, but we're just going to charge in. Oh wow, no, these internal towers are quite good at shooting. Alright, we're kind of rocking a hard place in here. Alright, turn back around, guys.
注意，
步兵听令，片甲不留！退出去！
But that AoE hit was massive on them,
敌
right?
士兵正在溃逃。
Alright, so we take that one. We just need to... You know, fortunately, with the power of love and friendship, Yuan and Yang is bringing these people back from the brink, making them feel much more satisfied about life. And, you know, keeping them fresh and so clean. Just a happy set of people. And, you know, the air must be protected.
鼓起勇气！胜利！
Because the thing about Delay when he charges, right, this is negative 15 morale, plus the normal charge, plus he can roar. So he has the effect of being able to drop like, oh no, Sun Tzu has been defeated, and Guan Yunping really liked him.
赶快！
How could this careless network of people ever have someone fall? Our trebuchets? Oh, we brought them up and they got shot by the archers over here. We brought them all the way up to the wall and they got shot. Smart. But it looks like now they are army lossing. And these would be like the last reinforcements from the other side, yes. Glorious day, and 385 kills for Liu Zhong.
随机一阵，
You know, a couple of glorious duels. Delai even got to show up. Liu Qi, you know, impetuous. And, you know, they can agree that they don't have to tell Dad exactly how it went down. After all, it was like, it was Liu Qi's, like, personal guard that was there with him and the brother, so nobody has to know.
放了吧，这次饶你们一命，快滚回去吧。
对此加以利用。
战火纷飞，生灵涂炭，
Liu Biao,
百姓
Huang
不堪其乱。
Campaign Victoria. Favorite character, Liu Qi. You know, for this playthrough, he was definitely the one, you know. You gotta love when you take one of the non-favored sons of history and give him a little bit of love, right? 5.5k kills on him. I mean, lots of them quite early in the game. Oh, it won't let us go back any further than 199. I'm like, yeah, there we go. So as it all starts, you know, we're here. You know, we take out Yuan Shu pretty quickly, and then move into the war with Sun, which is over by 198, and then, you know, 200. The war with Cao Cao starts 203, 204, we win it. 206, we're the Emperor. 209, the end of the game. Pretty swift, right? Because at 199, at 197, I was happy, right? We took all of this here and we were okay. 2 years later, you know, Cao Cao is forcing us to be into a war with him. It just moved very quick, right? With our web of vassals too, because, you know, in the south we snapped up all these people, and then yeah, you know, just an empire long divided must give Liu Biao cash, indeed. Conquer and control all emperor seats. The emperor seat is captured. Unification of China. Well, it looks like we have 185 settlements, so we have achieved that. And the only thing we have to do is get the Zhao's destruction.
朋友，欢迎。那就如此吧。别来无恙。
He's like, liberate me. I mean, I'd be afraid too, buddy.
有道理。老友来访，甚是欣慰。
And we confederate him in.
行吧。
And we have plotted Cao Cao's destruction. Thereby completing all of our
真令朕
goals.
不悦。甚善。
Well, and that is that. I mean, what else is there, right? Finish up these little brush fire things. I mean, it's not worth doing. I mean, it's fun, but not as fun as starting a new campaign will be. This was a great time. This mod pack is the greatest mod pack. Yuan and Yang, you know, we got to have her in one battle with the husband, one big battle, and he just runs off and gets himself killed. Well, hurt. And, and Liu Zhong has to pick up the pieces. Pretty funny stuff. But of course, a big halberd with its slow attack rate, you know, that's not what you want for a duel, and the guard is okay, but, you know, fundamentally, a vanguard is not a dueling character compared to a champion, you know? And I'm sure she just walked up and used, you know, Martial Prodigy, and then, you know, doubled her damage. I'm sure that's what happened. Which, you know, when you double the damage, pretty good. Because I forgot about that. I was like, I will be fine. But there we go. Now all of China knows we're here. $209. And everything the light touches is our kingdom. And this is a good place to end it, right? I mean, not least because we won the game and there are no challenges remaining. Menghuo is not, like, strong, you know? You know, it's fine. I'm not... It was never really a part of our story arc to be needing to deal with Anonymon. They were always a push them to the side type of thing in the story. So it's not like in the Shu campaign where if I had somehow, you know, won, I'd be like, whatever, you know, don't worry about it. Like, no, obviously we want to worry about it. But yeah. We win. 209, faster than I would have wanted to win. You know, we gotta go a little slower next time. We gotta enjoy it a little more, because man, if it had been like, if it had kicked off at like 215 or 220 and we'd gotten to have all those armies in and get some, you know, it's my own fault for playing too quick. It's funny that the game earlier was like, do you want to turn the difficulty down? And I'm like, I'm already on normal. And then at the end it's like, do you want to turn the difficulty up? And I'm like, no, I'm on normal, I'm good. But alright, there we go. The Empire, long in disarray, returned to its former glory. You know, an awesome campaign. A great time. We got to have our little minor character stuff. If I had to do it all again, what we do is not break up Huang from the initial army like we did and get the strategists in. That was just a mistake. It was, you know, that was just a mistake. I didn't understand the mod pack and the dynamics of it, because Huang with Archers of Jing is every bit as good as you would expect a strategist to be, and yeah, absolutely great. Gan Ning, I think, because he historically works for Liu Biao, it might be that he's got like fondness assigned to him, so you're gonna see him in the pool if he gets his faction popped or whatever. But you know, if you get him as a pickup, then you're gonna have a better time than anybody else out there. But you know, getting tons more income from vassals, good too. You know, I can't wait to play a different faction that, you know, has different benefits, and because we were trying to build that governance building everywhere. So maybe, you know, if we build the building that gives us population and industry, you know, in a faction that focuses more on actual income, it could be fun to hang out there. Or we could try Liu Chong and see if we get a game over on turn 2. That could be fun too. But I'm not sure when we'll do it. We might play more of this later on tonight. I'll see how I feel, you know, but because we only played it for 2 hours here, that's hardly enough to get a little crunch, just a little crunch of taking over China. But yeah, the mod pack is 190 expanded. You can find it on the Steam Workshop, and they will zip all of it in together. Has Make 'em Unique, total unique pack, rebalancing of all the stuff, and it is, in my opinion, and the opinion of others, I'm just quoting them, Three Kingdoms as it should have been. Tons of unique characters, tons of cool rebalancing and stats, awesome unique units, a real flair for individuality in the factions, which is something that was sorely missing in vanilla, and you know, with such a rich cast of characters and so many places to go, I definitely see myself jumping back into this game for a little chunk of time. Warhammer who? Warhammer, I hardly know her. And, you know, it's back to China now, baby. Maybe we'll play Bandit. Maybe we'll play a Northern Horse Tribe. Maybe we'll play Liu Biao again. No, we're not going to play Liu Biao again right now, even though it would be so fun. We're gonna give him a little bit of breathing room, but that's all for right now. Yeah, a couple glorious siege victories for the end. What a great time. I'm gonna take a little break and hang out with the dog and I don't know, do the laundry. It doesn't matter. You guys don't care. I don't even care. I'm just gonna do this stuff. I don't care about it. But I'll be back later on today, and maybe I will see you guys then. Later, Luke. Later, Ellie. So good to see both of you this morning. Later, Vikings. Hope your playthrough is going well. And to anybody watching in the future, I hope the weather is nice there or then, whichever you prefer. And, well, see you guys.